In the last podcast episode, I showed you some idioms using the verb get. Well, after that, I was thinking, and just the word get, all by itself, has more than 10 different meanings and uses. Yeah, get. Let's get going.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 748, 11 Meanings of Get. Before we dive into the different meanings of get, I want to take a minute to look at the basic get grammar. The three parts are get, got, gotten. That's American English. I believe that in British English, they prefer to use get, got, got. For example, Jack has got a new job. This is more common in British English. Jack has gotten a new job. This is more common in American English. And, like I mentioned before, in conversational American English, we prefer to use the simple past when there is something that happened in the recent past. So, I would say, Jack got a job. I'll save the details of how Americans use the present perfect for another podcast. And now, let's dive into the 11 meanings and uses of get. First of all, get means understand, and get is a more conversational word than understand. For example, sometimes when I watch TV in Japanese, I don't always get what they are talking about. The boss speaks so softly, it's sometimes impossible to get what he said. And it's from this meaning of get that we get the phrase gotcha. I got what you said means I understood what you said. I got what you said. I got what you said. Got whatcha. Gotcha. Got it? Gotcha. Next, we use get to mean receive something, and that's generally because of another person's action. I got a nice bottle of wine for my birthday. I got several emails this morning from my students. Also, in the receiving sphere, we use get to mean buy something, like this. I got a new cap at the department store last weekend. I want to get the new iPhone when it comes out. The third receiving use of get is that we use get to mean obtain or achieve. And this is generally because of your action or your own effort. Tommy got a job at the bank on Madison Avenue. One of my ace students took the TOEIC exam and got an 850 score. Moving along, when get is followed by an adjective, it has the meaning of become. It gets dark earlier and earlier in the fall. According to a documentary I saw, a baby elephant gets big very quickly. Keep in mind, get means become only when it's followed by an adjective. If get is followed by a noun, we can't use get to mean become. I can say, John became a teacher when he was 24 years old, but I can't say John got a teacher. John got a teacher means something like John found a teacher to work with him. That's different than John became a teacher. Next up, we use get followed by some gerunds, that's the ing, to mean begin doing that thing. One example of this is get working, which means to start working hard or seriously. We need to get working on this project. The deadline is next Friday. I really have to get working on clearing out the garage. It's a disaster. A similar slang expression is get cracking, which also means to start doing something. We also use get moving with the same meaning in slang. This garage is a mess. I'm going to get cracking the first thing tomorrow morning. Your exam is tomorrow and you haven't started studying. You'd better get moving. We also use get going, which means to leave. It's getting late. I have to get going. We'd better get going to the airport now or we'll miss our flight. Get working, get cracking, get moving, and get going. Okay, 2 more. Get or get to means to arrive. We can take an early flight and get to Boston by noon. I worked overtime, so last night I got home after 11. And finally, get means fetch, which is an old-fashioned word that means to go somewhere, pick up something, and come right back. For example, when I was watching TV, I got a drink during the commercial. Jack gets the kids from school at 3:30. Okay, I hope you got that all. Keep in mind, the best way to remember this and any other word or phrase in English is to take that word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. And check this out. Did you know that you can get the chance to practice this kind of English with me directly? You can get more practice using your English when you join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There, you can make new friends, join us for live group lessons every week where we practice these podcast lessons together. Plus, you get access to the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And on top of that, each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. To learn more, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 748. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible. And I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.